Well, hello there, friends and family. Glad you all could stop by for a minute. As you can see, old Mr. Tom survived. Yep. Yeah, we did. Now, that being said, most of y'all who watched my Saturday video where we're getting that torrential rainfall, well, that continued. That continued throughout Saturday, off and on all Sunday. And that all came from what was, for a short period of time, Hurricane Marco. Now, it'd been a tropical storm, and a strong one, and then it became a weak Cat 1 hurricane out in the middle of the Gulf. But rather than heading more over to Louisiana, it wandered up more north and west, and it was strange. Most of its convection, or i.e. storms, was to the northeast, not around the center. Which brought, when it finally got offshore, it was right off of the tip of Florida western panhandle, Alabama coast, and eastern part of the Mississippi coast. But since most of the convection was right up there on the northeast tip, most of the rainfall, thunderstorms, and bands of weather were in South Alabama and up my way. And they stretched out. I mean, I couldn't believe how far they stretched out. They stretched out into central Georgia, even over into South Carolina. Band after band of strong storms. And we've had a lot of rain. And we had that off and on all Sunday, off and on all Monday. And as of today, we've been, other than being damp, soggy and wet, pretty much dry so far. But we have had some pop-ups. Just had one move through a couple hours back. But Marco's finished. It started slowly heading west towards Louisiana, but it wasn't too long before it was downgraded to a tropical depression, and then it became what the National Hurricane Center says is a post-cyclone event, and dropped her all the way down to sustained winds of 30 from the high. Its high was 75 when it was out in the middle of the Gulf, which made it Cat 1 hurricane. But other than us getting a whole lot of rain that we sorely needed, and a little wind, not bad. We probably saw gusts 20, 25. That was it for us, and I think pretty much from most everybody impacted. And if you've been following it on National Weather Radar or whatever, you can still see remnants of it. It's now the bands of thunderstorms and rainstorms have moved on up through central Alabama, on up North Alabama, southern Tennessee, northern Georgia, above Atlanta, even into the northern parts of South Carolina and southern parts of North Carolina. It just amazes me sometimes how far reaching these hurricanes and tropical storms can be. But I'm sure all those places, just like me, need the rainfall. So I'm not complaining. Oh, and we got the kitty crew here. Well, we got Cleo, and I got Spooky. I think Magoo's over playing by a pecan tree resting. Let's see if Spooky has anything to say. Spooky, you got anything you want to add to the video? Were you okay? Because everybody saw you crying during that there thunderstorm. You don't got nothing to say? Huh? No? You good? Of course, there's Elrod. He's got to come see Papa. Don't you, Elrod? Yep, you Papa's baby. Oh yeah, you a talker, aren't you? You remind me so much of Merlin. If you had a little more brown in you, you'd be just like him. Huh? Yep, you're my buddy. We got Cleo here. Know y'all been wondering about her. She's on over here today. And she'll go back a little bit back later and feed her kitties over in the neighbor's shed. Now I've yet to see them since she had them not on my place and the neighbor's. Now, Elrod, you get away from there. Cleo, you're my girl, remember? You gotta go to the vet this time and get fixed. That's gonna be next week, because next week should be 5 weeks. I ain't gonna chance it again, okay? I know, baby, it wasn't your fault. It was Papa's fault. But you're a good mama, aren't you? So as you can see, 3 out of the 4 with me. And like I say, I think Magoo's asleep by the pecan tree, or he was when I was out here picking everything. And, you know, we were gonna mow grass Friday, but the rain started. We had some. And I thought, well, Saturday, well, you know how that worked out. And there was no hope on Sunday. And, of course, yesterday, Monday, no hope there either. Oh, look who's finally decided to come over. Star of the show, Magoo. What you doing, little buddy? Did you hear the Papa doing the video? Yep. I was telling him you was over there last I saw you, asleep beside your pecan tree. I don't know why you like it so much. You Papa's boy? So now we got Magoo. Cleo. I don't know where Elrod wandered off to, or Spooky. They're somewhere, but we've been out picking. Pulled us a few new carrots. Not a lot. I gotta get them on in there, wash them off, and clean them on up. That'll be part of my dinner tonight. Though dinosaur cucumbers. We got some new ones coming on there, for those of you who doubted it. Yep, one right there. And there's gonna be more. There's another one right up in there. See that? And yeah, they look ragged. But I'm hoping the pickle worms have passed us by now. And that, we're gonna see how they do. Because that's all part of it. But let me show you something else. I didn't think this was gonna happen. Let's go right on down here. You see those two right down there? Those aren't my dinosaur cucumbers. Those are 2 more Pachysandra cucumbers. Yep. I didn't think that was gonna happen. Not one bit. But we got 2 more coming on there. And we got one here. But pickle worm found it, see? See that hole right there? Yep, sure did. But we got more coming, one right there, one up there. So, I mean, to my surprise, they're still gonna make cucumbers, which is good for both of these, because I'm on my last 2 cucumbers. In fact, I'll be using them in a summertime salad recipe, my world famous marinated super summer salad. And I'm going to share that with you. In fact, got it laid. Trick's supposed to have it all laid out on the counter, or she was working on it when I came out. So, basically, Marco fizzled out. Except for a lot of rain in Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Southern, Central, now Northern. Same with Georgia. And South Carolina got some good rain. And now Tennessee and North Carolina's getting some. We came out here today and we picked, our beans again 6 times. Now, how many of you know other people Not up there, you know, in the Northlands. More Tennessee, Kentucky, further north of picking. That's to be expected. But in the deep south, now, I don't know of anybody. Pretty much around here, gardens are done, finished, burned up, and over. But this is why I I love my rattlesnake pole beans. And I'm loving these rattlesnake pole beans and Kentucky Wonder Cross. You see? See all these blossoms? See them? Yeah. With all this here weather coming in, temperatures have dropped off. Oh yeah. Look at that. More blossoms. Sitting right there's that pinkish purplish one. That's going to be more rattlesnake than Kentucky Wonder. But these white ones are going to be more Kentucky Wonder than rattlesnake. Amazing, ain't it, how nature works? Yep, God had a plan. Man will just abide to it and let it be. But like I told you, rattlesnake pole beans, they'll produce all the way through a drought, extremely drought tolerant. Yep. When I did the trials last year, the Kentucky Wonder would have been second as far as drought tolerance and production. Far second from the rattlesnake pole beans. But since these crossed, I'm liking it. Because I've never tasted, and I've said this before, a more juicier, flavorful bean than these. When I was out here today, even though I say don't pick your dried pods when they're wet with dew or rain or whatever, I didn't have much choice. They were starting to mold. I need to get them picked off, get them inside and start drying them up. And then tomorrow, I gotta get them shelled out. Gotta save that seed. Now many people said, when they saw I was letting a lot of this go to seed, you know, I should have shared that with my neighbors or whatever. But, here's the thing. My neighbors will take a few tomatoes, a couple of cucumbers, stuff like that, squash or two, zucchini, and maybe a couple handfuls of beans. Other than that, no. Nope. Sad to say, so many seniors and elderly people just don't cook as much as they used to. No, except me, old Mr. Tom. Oh, I miss some beans. Look at that. I miss that one. There ain't no way it sprung up overnight. Yep. Magoo, you were supposed to be watching out for this. Your eyes are way better than Papa's. And I just saw another one, Magoo. And here's another yellow one that we could let dry. Well, they can go a little longer. Surely we'll see it next time. I just saw another green one up in here. I saw it from the other direction. Now I'm not seeing it. And that's why I probably didn't grab it this last time. I know it's in here somewhere. Oh well, I won't bother y'all with it right now. I'll come back and find that sucker. But you can see, it's got way more beans on it. If you ain't planting rattlesnake pole beans, well hey, Kentucky Wonders, you might want to give them a try. There's still time this fall. If you're in the deep south, if you're in zone 8, zone 7, maybe even southern zone 6, you got time. I know I do. I've actually thought about putting in a few more beans, but since these are still doing so good and producing, don't know why. But we picked some okra today too. And you can see my grass. Woo! It wasn't needing mowing before all this started. But as soon as that rain hit, starting Friday evening, woo, it just took off. Look at this stuff. Okay, yeah, Elrod, I see you on the mower. I know. It tickles your belly. And you want Papa to mow. Well, we don't mow when it's wet. No, we don't. And don't you start that thing again, okay? No starting the mower. You hear me? Yep. Of course, got Cleo following me. Of course, Magoo over there. And I have learned the kitty crew don't much care for the high grass. Because you see them walking on their tiptoes. But everything around here is looking all green and luscious again, where it was all wilting and laying down. Over here with the oregano and the thyme, it's starting to get happy again. Oh, there's one of them chamber bitters. Y'all can look this up. You do not want to get this started in your garden bed. See the seeds on the back? See all of them starting to form? Yeah, one plant will have like 100 seeds. Extremely invasive weed. Whew, and this has just showed up last few years. And even though the sun's a little bit slack over here in the raised bed for tomatoes, I'm thinking now we got that oak tree pruned all back to get more sun. Yep, do much better. They're blossoming, greening up, and that. Oregano's starting to come back in the old flower pot here, where the army worms, you know, all ate every last part of it. And look at here. Look at these garlic chives. You see those flowers? Yep. All those are gonna open up. Bees are gonna love it. Then they're gonna produce seeds. And I didn't save seeds last year, but I will save some this year. And there's a bunch of growing now wild out in the backyard. So, I thought it was best to come on here and let y'all know old Mr. Tom's fine. Kitty crew is fine. Of course, Trixie's fine. She's the grumpy curmudgeon, just like every day. And she'll be even more grumpier when she comes in and smells that I've been within, 100 yards of the kitty crew. Oh, the peppers over here and tire planter, they've been loving that rain too. Yep. And I picked a couple Anaheims. Look at those right there. Yep, those are Anaheims. And over in here, starting to get some lunchbox. I truly love these. And then here, look at this calhoun. We can get it out without breaking it. Look at that thing. That thing is longer than my hand. And that is going to be a fine pepper. But there's more. Oh, look at this one down here. See it? Another one, long as my hand. Another one. If it wasn't curved, it'd be long as my hand too. Look at that one. Yeah, buddy. Longer than my hand. So yeah, peppers are loving this one. Aren't they, Magoo? Stay out of it. It don't need fertilizing yet. We're going to be planting something else in it. It don't need weed neither. I'm telling you, don't you be fertilizing it. He's not going to listen. We actually picked an Atkinson off of the old Atkinson tomato bush. You got a couple right, one there, another one right there. It really looks ragged. But I'm probably thinking I'm gonna trim this all back to about, put it above the ground, see if it'll sprout back, and I'll show you why. I've done that before. And the tomato will put out new shoots and regrow again. You don't believe me? I'm about to show you. I'm going to do the same way with these beef masters, because you can see they look pretty pitiful. But they got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tomatoes on them still. I'll let them start to turn. They're going to be small. That's fine. Mine actually get bigger now with all this rain. And then I'm going to cut these back to about a foot off the ground. And if they grow, they grow. If they don't, they don't. But I'm going to show you why I do that. Cleo, you have faith in Papa. Yep, you do. Magoo, think you do too. And then we got, Elrod. You taking the high ground. Make sure Daddy's back is covered. You're a good man. Yeah, you just down there trying to be cute, ain't you, Magoo? So, there we have it. We're going to go up here, check, south side driveway bed. See, I've already went around and picked everything, and I'll take you on in and show you what we got. It wasn't earth shattering or earth moving. And you can see old Spook out there. He's out in the far end of the driveway. Ain't you, Spooky? What are you doing out there? Huh? Spook. Well, I thought that was Spooky. So, you're Cleo. So I was talking to Spooky. Right there. Which I thought was Cleo. Old Papa losing his mind. But, old Husky tomato's still looking fine. Getting more tomatoes on it. See them back in there? And that's why I'm telling you folks, when your temperatures start to back off, the nights start getting cooler, you'll start having more tomatoes set. Especially if you come out here every day, hopefully in the mornings, and tickle them. Give them a little tickle. You don't gotta do each blossom with no toothbrush. Just gotta do like that, just do the stem. Yep, worked just fine. I think we finally picked off all the army worms, because I'm not seeing any new damage up here up top. But I will say, oh, there's a little okra too. They'll be ready tomorrow. Nope, no new damage. So I think we finally beat them. Lord knows, it took every day. In the morning and in the evenings. Now, same thing here on my old Parks Whopper volunteer tomato that come up. Over by the old clothesline pole that I planted here. It's got a tomato up in there. One right there. Oh me, there's another army worm. Look at that sucker. I was about to tell you I got them all. You see that? Right there. That's a fall army worm. There ain't no doubt. Well, you got to go. You got to go. What you mean? Eating my leaves on my tomato plant. Huh? What you got to say for yourself? Well, the jury's in. You got to die. Understand, I won't show you this horrendous act. Trust me. He has passed away now. But you can see they ravaged this plant. But the outer growth way out here, oh, there's another tomato right in there. Yep, I gotta stake it up, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing, and you'll see it right here. You see this new growth all down here on the lower portion? There's a nice new sucker coming up there, there, and that there. You see how I already trimmed this one branch off to let this one grow? That's going to produce a whole new tomato plant and tomato crop for me this fall. Yes, it is. And these longer stems, this one was long, didn't have no tomatoes, so I went ahead and cut it off. But as soon as that tomato finishes forming and starts to turn, as well as the one we had over here, I'm going to wax these off and cut them a couple inches above the last sucker. This one here, I'll do the same thing. And then this area here of new growth will start to grow and prosper and provide me with a fall crop of tomatoes without having the insect burden of those army worms, which are coming to an end slowly. I thought I got them all, but as you saw, there's one left. The squash, because of all the rain, it's starting to get something that y'all can see. See that little gray, whitish coating on the leaves? Welcome to powdery mildew. High humidity, being wet, soggy for days on end. So, I'm going to have to spray it if I want to keep the plant. I mean, because overall the plant looks beautiful. And it's just starting to get its first female fruit and blossom. It's finally decided that it's ready to produce fruit. And a lot of that is with all this abundant rainfall and lower temperatures. Because it's only 88 today. Now I know for many of y'all, that's pretty darn hot. And that, I don't think much gonna happen with what's left of these rattlesnake pole beans. The leaf cutter bees pretty much have just decimated these plants. That's okay. They left the other ones alone, pretty much. So I didn't mind sacrificing these. And then our sun sugar over here, it's just sort of scraggly, long and lanky. It's got a few tomatoes on it. Here again, we're just gonna shake, 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 shake our booty to pollinate those, what they call perfect flower. Got the male and female parts in there. That's all you gotta do. Sit there, you know, in your mind, do it for about 10 to 20 seconds, it'll be fine. Same way up here. It's like I told you. Got a tomato there. One there now, granted, that ain't a whole lot. But all the tomatoes you saw, and the tomatoes you seen me pick, were through the height of summer. Mid to high 90s, 100-degree days. Heat index, low 100s, mid to high 100s. You know, most people tell you, that ain't gonna happen. But like I tell you, it's more about the nighttime temperatures than it is about daytime. Yeah, you're gonna have blossom fall off. You're gonna have less tomatoes. But you come out there and start tickling, keep them watered regularly, keep them fed regularly, get them through. You'll have a few. That's so much better than ripping them all up, folks. Starting all over again for the fall. Trust me, it is. The blueberries, well, they're pretty much done. I came out here the day before yesterday, and I said I was going to be picking. But basically, I was eating And the berries really did suffer because of the drought. And there's still a few edible ones on here, you know. And I came out here the other day, and I started picking, but then I started eating, and I wound up pretty much eating about everything I picked. And the one thing I'll say about these is they're now super sweet. Yeah. That lack of rain, whew, it really made some super sweet ones. See how dark, nearly black they are? Oh yeah. And I was out here this morning eating them too. So what's left, we're just going to do this way. We're just going to come out here like we do, and in the evenings and in the mornings, whatever's left, we're going to throw in the old choppers. Yes, we are, until they finish up. There's another little handful. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now, who else have you seen in this neck of the woods still picking blueberries? Let me know in the comments. I'd like to know. I'd like to check it out. So y'all, that's pretty much the way things are. My shoes are all wet. My socks are soggy. My hair is a mess. The humidity's like 99%. When it sits up this high, you're not breathing this air. You're just sort of munching on it. Makes it hard for old Mr. Tom to be out here for too long. I come out for an hour, maybe two. I gotta go back in the house. I even had to start up my dehumidifier this morning in the house, which I normally try not to do in the summer, because that works against air conditioning. But the humidity in the house was up to 78%. And any of y'all that live in Deep South, whether that be Alabama, Florida, Mississippi, Texas, coast, wherever, you'll know we have high humidity all the time, and we have it in the house too. You know, that's why we all got to use pressure treated lumber, cedar, cypress, whatever. And that, because if you just use straight old building materials, it won't last long enough, maybe a year, before it starts to have fungus, rot. Trust me, been there, done that. It's just too humid all the time. And that's another thing about, you know, composting. It don't take no time for things to rot and decompose down here. And the further you go north, the lower the temperatures get, yeah. That decaying slows down. But not here. It's extremely rapid. I mean, I can load stuff into my compost pile, cover it up with tarp, after I water it in really good. I can come back, you know, 2-3 weeks later. You can't even tell I had anything in there. But maybe the copper filters, they take a while longer. I think they got cotton fiber in them or something. A little more durable. But the whole point of the video was show you where we're at, what we're up to, and everything turned out fine. Now, that being said, we got Laura coming. And she's finally came across Cuba, entered the Gulf of Mexico. And as I told you, and as we all know, when these here tropical systems enter the Gulf, it's notorious for them strengthening. And right now, when last I checked it at 1 p.m., and I think it's 2:30 now, Laura was upgraded to a Cat 1. Just barely, 75 mile an hour sustained winds. So that's right down there. Cat 1, 74, 75, up to I think 95. And now they're saying it could, you know, make landfall as a Cat 3 over there on the Texas coast towards Louisiana coast. Of course, you know, that was where they said Marco was going, and we all know where it went. It went off the western portion of the Florida Panhandle, Alabama coast, and Mississippi East coast before it dissipated into a tropical depression. Even though all their models now show it going over there, old Mr. Tom's still going to track it, still keep an eye on it, because even now, the National Hurricane Center isn't saying it. But I noticed a lot of news channels over in that area, Louisiana coast, Houston, Port Charles, those areas. Oh, they don't leave it, it's going to be a Cat 3. They're saying it could possibly become a Cat 4, and maybe even a Cat 5. And I gotta admit, that's possible. Yep. The Lord's gonna be in that Gulf for the remainder of today, tonight, tomorrow night, and Wednesday, and supposed to hit landfall sometimes Wednesday night. I think around 8-9 p.m. And right now, unlike Marco wasn't all that organized. And then there's a lot of wind shear in the Gulf, and that'll just tear a tropical storm hurricane all to pieces. What they're saying now is there's not much wind shear, if any, in the Gulf of Mexico. So everything's prime for the Lord to strengthen. So my words of advice to all of y'all are, if you're living anywhere along the coast, and I would say a western Florida Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, or Texas coast, I'd keep an eye on this bad boy. Or bad girl, sorry, Lord. She could become a mess. Don't take no chances. Or even old Mr. Tom. I'm going to keep an eye on it. And if that thing tends to get crazy and starts to track a little more to the east, like Marco did, oh yeah, I'll make sure I got plenty of gas. I'll make sure I got plenty of everything. And we'll be ready. Because I don't want to live through no Cat 4, Cat 5 coming straight up the center of Alabama again. No. Like I said, when Opal got here, it was still a strong Cat 3. And between here and the Gulf, I can't tell you how many millions of trees were laid down. That was the biggest part of the damage. Around here it was roofs and trees. And when I say millions, oh yeah. Never seen anything like it since 1974, Night of Terror with tornadoes. There were so many trees down. The place was just paralyzed. I mean, you couldn't get nobody in and do anything because of all the trees down. So it's always a possibility. But I'm going to head on in because, you know, just walking around here showing y'all, talking about all this, I've been sweating. It's unbelievable, ain't it? But let me show you what I was able to pick today. Ain't much. And, you know, Trix is probably in there waiting to, you know, give me trouble. So come on, let's take a walk inside. Let me show you what I got. Well, I gotta see if Trix got everything laid out for my summertime marinated super salad. Trix, did you get everything laid out that I told you? I seen you taking notes. Did you get it all? Huh? Well, I'm gonna check. You been in here in the nice comfy 72 degrees. Let me go over here and check. Well, yeah, you got the tomatoes, you got one of them Anaheim peppers out, the onion, garlic. You're doing pretty good. You got the apple cider, salt, black pepper, basil, olive oil, honey, thyme, and dill wheat. Yep, you got tools out. You know what you forgot? You know what you forgot, didn't you? You forgot the cucumbers and the okra. Huh? Trix, don't turn your back on me. What have I told you about that? Trixie. Now, get the cucumbers out and the okra while I finish up this video. Okay? You hear me? Okay. Well, she's going to get in the fridge and get everything else out so I can share this here amazing summertime marinated super salad with y'all. But here's our pick bag. It ain't too big. As you can see, here's our beans. And I want to say this because I had some questions from a good friend of mine, Regan, over there in southeastern Louisiana. He wanted to know, and we talked in great length Sunday afternoon. Probably held him up doing his hurricane prepping. You know, he's a Southern Boy prepper. And he wanted to know when I picked him. And of course, see right there? Right there is optimum if you don't want string beans. See where you can just barely see the bean plump up. But I let them go a little bit farther. Now some of these went a little bit too far. See, like this one right here, you can plainly see those seeds are fully formed. But it's still edible, because I'll split this pod, shuck those beans out, and that's what you call shelly beans. And you can go right to your supermarket right now and find green beans that are called shelly beans and snaps. Still good. Ready to eat. I got me another Atkinson tomato. I got me old 3 or 4 okra there. But, you know, I got 1 gallon bag in the fridge. And I got me a little Calhoun pepper that was turning. I'm going to throw that in my salad later tonight when I'm making it. Because once I get it all put together, it's got to marinate overnight. You know, for the best flavor. Now, we'll talk about that on another video. And then, like I told you, oh, look at there. Just for y'all, I cleaned up my stove. Okay, I didn't clean the oven, so give me a break. But like I told you, see, some beans, I went ahead and picked them today because they're all soggy. And they're starting to get, you know, the black don't hurt them. But what I did is I cranked up the oven, lowest it would go 170. And I put them in there with it on. And I cut it off, cracked the door, and then I put them in there. That's important. We don't want to be cooking them. Just want to dry them out in the sun, give them a head start. And here you can see that they're definitely across. See there? You know, rattlesnake pole beans are that color with the stripes in the bean. Kentucky Wonders aren't. Some of them got stripes in them, some don't. But we're going to keep working on this variety year after year as long as old Mr. Tom's here. Well, I want to get plenty of seed because, you know, I've had 1 or 2 of you ask for a few. Now I ain't going to have enough to give you a whole pile. But I'll try to give, you know, what I can. May only be 10 seeds. But considering that's what I started with back when I started the garden again in 2018, I only had 11 rattlesnake pole beans left. So as you can tell, you know, I got cooking to do. So that's it for this video. It was just put one out there to actually show you we're alive and well, and the kitty crew's doing well. We all fared, came through Marco, no problems. And right now, I don't think we'll see a problem from Laura, but you just never can tell. Marco wasn't supposed to come up the way it did. All the models showed it coming in New Orleans first, and it didn't. Well, eventually it drifted on over there, but it was nothing more than a tropical depression by the time it arrived. Maybe even more than that. So you never know. So, don't get fooled. Take every precaution that you need to. And let me tell you something. Now I got, like I said, I got a friend over in southwestern Louisiana near the coast. That's Reagan. His wife Kelly and his children. I also got Les and Teresa over there in Dayton, Texas, not too far from the coast either. Right in that area is where this here Lord's going to come on land, according to predictions right now. And I know Les has already said, and I know I mentioned this Sunday to Reagan, I just knew he would. Told him, I just have a feeling Les is going to try to ride this out in that RV. I hope he changes his mind. That ain't no place to be. Even in a Cat 1, let alone Cat 3 to 5. No, there won't be enough left of that RV to know it was ever even there. And then before I went out to do this video, I saw Regan and Kelly out making last minute preparations. And I know Regan, he's well prepared. And I wouldn't worry about a Cat 3 so much. But he's saying he's going to ride this one out. If that bad boy is a Cat 4 or Cat 5, woo, I hope he changes his mind. But either way, I'll be praying for those two, their families, and everybody on the coast. Because this is said, done, and over. And I hope all of y'all join me in praying with them too. So until I see you on the next video, y'all take care, stay safe, and God bless each and every one of you as you bless others. Goodbye for now.